But for Ewing,
Bill
this
Cartwright
was very, very new. As pure a center as there ever was, Ewing got moved to the power forward position alongside Bill Cartwright. It didn't go so hot. By way of example, just look at prior contests against these Bulls. Twice in November.
All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you all having a good day so far. Today, I wanted to check out a video from Secret Base, and it's regarding something I'm not sure if I watched back in the day or not, as I don't know what season this was, but it's called Jordan versus Ewing in the final seconds of a Christmas showdown. Needs a deep rewind. The classic matches between the Bulls and the Knicks were something like me and my brother used to just totally look forward to. They were absolute battles. Even in the regular season, these two teams would go at it like it was Game 7 in the playoffs, because it was more about getting a one-up on the other team and taking that momentum into the playoffs. It was really important back then. They actually really did play hard in the regular season back then, just out of pride and ego. Anyways, as I always do, I'm going to link the original video down below in the description. So if you guys want to check out Secret Base, if you haven't yet, I'm shocked. Secret Base, fantastic storytelling sports channel, not just basketball, but I mainly go there for the basketball stuff. So anyways, yeah, the link is down below if you guys want to check out the channel. Everybody else, please leave this video a like. Let's enjoy this one.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
It's December 25th, 1986.
Okay, 86. I definitely didn't watch this. I was 4 years old at this point. So this is 1 year before I had a basketball put into my hand, which was 5 years old. So I got nothing on this. This should be fun.
And here in Madison Square Garden, a Yuletide contest between the Knicks and the visiting Chicago Bulls comes down to the last possession.
This could be MJ's
New York is inbounding
30th?
down 1 point with 6 seconds remaining. Before we see if the Knicks can unwrap a game-winning shot, we need to understand where these teams are headed and why this is the Christmas game. We need to rewind.
Christmas 86. Yeah, this would be
People are home with
Jordan's third season.
their families today, which means they're near their televisions, which means it's a great time to put the NBA on national TV and try to attract new consumers. That's called the spirit of Christmas. As such, Christmas NBA games are typically a showcase of the league's best teams and biggest rivals. Knicks vs. Bulls is, here in 1986, not that. The Bulls have had the better season so far, and even they are barely above 500.
Wow, the Knicks were terrible that year.
Whatever their record, the Bulls get the Christmas slot because this right here is Michael Jordan.
For
and
sure.
He is unmistakably the biggest draw in the entire league right now.
And they couldn't do it year 2 because he was injured during that time.
Jordan went from college champion to high draft pick to all-star and unmistakable rookie of the year in 1985. The Bulls returned to the playoffs for the first time in a few years. Jordan's trajectory to superstardom pointed straight up. But it took a dip last year. Just a few games into his second pro season, Jordan fractured his left foot. He spent months, longer than anticipated, off the floor, away from the spotlight, rehabilitating. In March, Michael demanded to get back on the court, defying doctors' orders to stay off the foot. This led to a public to-do with Bulls leadership about how much he could play upon returning.
Let's be real here, and Jordan has talked on this. The Bulls, the organization, figured we're not gonna win crap this year without Jordan, so might as well just leave him out for the rest of the year. And the record would be so bad with the Bulls that they can get a good draft pick the following season. That was the strategy. Then Jordan came back and ruined it because he was battling the one of the best Celtics teams of all time, one of the best teams of all time in the playoffs, just to make a statement.
He played plenty and quite well. The last time before today that a national audience watched MJ, it was in last season's playoffs when he dropped a record-setting 63 points in a single game.
Wow.
That wasn't enough to beat the eventual champion Celtics, but enough to reassert his dominance.
So they didn't have a single national televised Bulls game that year up until Christmas.
And also enough to kind of point a middle finger at Bulls management.
Yeah, it
The
was.
Bulls fired coach Stan Albeck. Doug Collins became Jordan's third coach in 3 years and set to work rebuilding bridges. And, well, it's still 1986, and all that crap I just said feels like the distant past. Rookie MJ was one of the league's best scorers. A couple months into his third season, the 23-year-old guard is on pace to hit scoring milestones only Wilt Chamberlain has touched.
Good God.
To date, Jordan is averaging almost 10 more points per game than the next highest scorer.
That's
a
crazy.
Comical margin. The Bulls have...
Hold up. Alex English, Dominique, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale with 25. It's a little blurry. Moses at 25. Tom Chambers at 25. And then Mark Aguirre for Detroit. What's this? Vendo. I can't read it.
Per game than the next highest scorer. A comical margin. The Bulls have played 25 games before today.
I think I messed that up. Those are games. Points average. My bad. 28 for Alex English. Okay, Dominique was right up there. Kevin McHale. So it's even more impressive. He had 26. Tom Chambers 25. Okay, very similar.
A comical margin.
My bad.
The Bulls have played 25 games before today, and Jordan dropped at least 40 in 16 of them. This is
Jesus.
crazy.
It is.
Of all the incredible talent and marketable personas in this league, this one is very clearly the next big thing. The crowd here at Madison Square Garden understands that as well as anyone. MJ ruined the Knicks home opener 2 months ago by pouring in 50 points on this floor.
Damn.
So this Christmas special is all Jordan.
And it just shows that MJ was lighting up Madison Square Garden since the beginning.
He is the focus of the game plans. He's in the commercials. He is the character on which the cameras are trained. Like, literally,
Yeah.
CBS is quite open about that. Which is funny in hindsight because while Jordan has delivered some highlights today, he's having a down game by his standards. 30 points on 28 shots, 6 turnovers, and relatively little in the way of late-game heroics. The Bulls are on top for now thanks to Dave Corzine. Yes. Honestly, this says a little something about how the Bulls are built right now. Jordan's next best co-star is, I guess, Charles Oakley,
Yeah.
a power forward in his second season. Besides Oak, we've got John Paxson in a regular starting role for the first time.
Mustache
We've
Paxson.
got Earl Curitan, Granville Waiters. These are not household names. Granville Waiters is, by all accounts, a wonderful teammate, but his name sounds like a minor league baseball team. And yeah, somewhere down that list is big bench vet Dave Corzine, who absolutely wetted the straight-on jumper to tie the game with a minute left. When Jordan bricked a highly contested shot a few seconds ago,
Yeah, bad shot.
guess who put it home
All
and
right.
the foul? Big Dave.
Big man.
Adding the clutch free throw, maybe for the win. But now the Knicks have one last chance to put someone else's name in the headline. One obvious candidate for the task is present. The other is absent. The Knicks, it should be said, basically always play on Christmas, even when they suck, because they're the New York team,
Yeah,
and if
big
nothing
market.
else, the Garden here in Manhattan is a wonderful showcase venue.
Yep.
Sometimes the main...
I'm assuming it would be New York a lot of times, and then Boston or LA also being on the bill back then.
attraction as a visitor. But lately, the Knicks themselves have found ways to steal the show on Christmas. Two Christmases
Bernard King.
ago, it was Bernard King. King joined the Knicks in 1982 in the midst of an apparent career rebound. The high-scoring forward started his career in the 70s, playing well while making off-court headlines for incidents related to his substance use. In 1979, the Nets traded him to Utah, where he played until New Year's 1980.
Yeah, I did a reaction to at least I think it was 2 videos on Bernard King, and I learned a lot about him in there. I didn't know about all the injuries, substance abuse, and all the other struggles he had. I just knew whenever I saw him in there healthy, he was lighting up the league.
That day, King was arrested on allegations of sexual abuse. The Jazz suspended King for the rest of the season. King then pled guilty to reduced charges so he could avoid jail time while undergoing treatment for addiction.
Damn.
The next season, King was back in the league with the Golden State Warriors. He was named the NBA's Comeback Player of the Year in 1981. By 82, he was named an All-Star, and despite the Warriors' best efforts, got himself a trade to his hometown team, the New York Knicks. In 83-84, King got genuine MVP consideration alongside award winner Larry Bird, and gave Bird's Celtics a real run for their money in an 84 playoff series. Christmas of that year was King's scoring masterpiece. On this very floor, exactly 2 years ago, King gave his old team, the Nets, 60 points on just 30 shots.
Sounds right.
Breaking both the Christmas scoring record and the Knicks scoring record.
By the way, this whole getup reminds me of Coming to America for some reason.
You look at King's reputation,
Saint Bernard.
headlines about him, the way fans feel, the way all that stuff turned, it was like Bernard King somehow managed to outscore his own public persona. But today, King isn't here. He's not on the scoring charts beside Jordan and not on the court in this moment.
That sucks.
See, back when King had his record-setting Christmas in 84, the Knicks were already struggling with injuries and poor play. They didn't even win that game in which he scored 60.
That sucks.
A few months later, an already disappointing season turned dreadful. Playing in Kansas City on March 23, 1985, King went down with a gruesome injury, just a complete tear of every part of his right knee.
Jeez.
The Knicks had already given up on their 85 campaign, and now they had to wonder if they'd have to play the following season without their only star, whether he'd ever be the same. Well, good news and bad news for the Knicks. Bad news first. Playing the following season, singular, without King, turned out to be an optimistic fear. Over a year and a half later, Bernard still hasn't gotten back on the court. One wonders if he ever will.
Wow.
The good news is King isn't New York's only star anymore.
Yep.
1985, when King's injury occurred and the Knicks went 24-58, was a pivotal year for the NBA draft, the first ever draft lottery. The league was sick of teams tanking into the two-team coin flip for the first pick. So they opened up the odds to all 7 non-playoff teams.
Yep. Well, we know this has happened. Everyone was fighting over Wemby not too long ago. Just one draft ago, after the most recent one. Yeah, San Antonio. I always want to know if you tanked. I always want to know.
Unfortunately for the anti-tanking task force, 85 presented an obvious number 1 selection. Jordan's friend and rival, 1984 NCAA champion, 7-foot-tall, shot-blocking, rim-rattling, sweet-shooting Patrick Ewing.
Yes, sir.
So excellent that even 1 in 7 odds at his draft rights incentivized missing the playoffs. Even before Bernard King hurt himself, the New York Daily News was openly angling for the Knicks to lose their way into even a slim chance at the first pick. So sure that Ewing would be the top selection that this cartoon embedded a sign in his skull. The Knicks' path back to greatness was simple: lose, then get lucky. Somehow, that plan worked. Thanks to pure, random, room temperature luck, one of the biggest sports markets on earth landed the right to draft one of the biggest prospects ever.
And we know now, I know now from doing, I can't remember what reaction it was, that there's a lot of controversy and suspicion that this was rigged. And I questioned it a lot, but so many of you do believe this is real to the point where I'm questioning myself. So there's a high probability that this was rigged. And because New York is like the biggest market, the draft pick went to them because, yeah, they were terrible. And Bernard King was out. So it was like, well, let's prop up a big market. And in a business sense, it does make sense. As a sports fan, I hate that idea. I don't want to believe it's true, but if it is, it is.
And they did. How fortunate for the Knicks and the NBA.
Right.
Christmas Day last year would not feature another Bernard King scoring spectacular, but we instead got to watch New York's 23-year-old insta-star of a rookie make magic against the defending conference champs. The future was now... Okay, actually the future was in the future. That win made the
Damn.
Knicks 10-19, and Ewing ended up missing 30 games of his rookie season because he needed knee surgery right around the same time Mike was returning.
Damn, I didn't know he busted his knee that soon.
So the future is now... Nope. The future's still in the future. 28 games into Ewing's second season, the big fella looks healthy, but not exactly happy. The Knicks are awful. And worse, they don't know what to do with their winning lottery ticket. It already cost them a coach. Hubie Brown had coached the Knicks since 1982, the first person in that role since the Red Holzman era, give or take the brief Willis Reed as coach intermission. Brown's teams competed when King was healthy, but the coach did not find a way to win with Ewing, and not for lack of experimentation. Plenty of teams have attempted a Twin Towers front court. The Celtics went big up front and won. The Houston Rockets just made it to the finals with two legit 7-foot centers starting side by side. Even the Knicks themselves had tried it, albeit with worse results. But for Ewing,
Bill
this
Cartwright
was very, very new. As pure a center as there ever was, Ewing got moved to the power forward position alongside Bill Cartwright. It didn't go so hot. By way of example, just look at prior contests against these Bulls. Twice in November, Ewing had to match up with Oakley, who is smaller but tough and athletic, and, well, both times Ewing played terribly and the Bulls won.
Wow. I'm actually surprised by that because, I mean, Ewing's got the size advantage over Oakley. Yeah, Oakley's smaller and faster, but he didn't have that offensive arsenal that I would think would be a threat to Patrick Ewing. But I guess I'm wrong. He got the better of him. I'm shocked.
Coach Brown accused him of dogging it. It was pretty clear who
did.
was going to win that power struggle. Hubie Brown got fired to start this month of December. Assistant Bob Hill took over as interim head coach. Hill quickly moved Cartwright back to the bench, gave Ewing his position back, generated a few happier headlines, and the Knicks kept losing. Over the last couple weeks, Hill has been absolutely flailing to find the right complement for Ewing.
That's a shame, by the way, because I like Hubie Brown a lot.
Going back to Cartwright sometimes, but nominally keeping Ewing at center. It is a mess, and in New York, messes lead to speculation.
Yeah.
Speculation about trading Cartwright, like maybe to these very Bulls, and speculation about the Knicks' next coach. Nobody thinks Bob Hill is going to keep this job past interim status. The only reason Hill was a Knicks assistant to begin with was because Rick Pitino left Hubie Brown's bench last year to go coach at Providence.
Wow.
Kansas coach
I didn't know about this.
Left Hubie Brown's bench last year to go coach at Providence.
I didn't know he was an assistant coach for Hubie in the NBA. Pitino? Dang, man. I missed a lot in the early 80s.
Kansas coach Larry Brown is considered a frontrunner for the Knicks job. Some would say a lock, but that hasn't stopped the rumor mill from spinning. Names I've seen in the papers include Cotton Fitzsimmons.
He coached the Suns. Man, he's more than coached the Suns, man. He's like part of the Phoenix Sun family. Is that Eminem?
I've seen in the papers include Cotton Fitzsimmons, Bobby Kremen.
That Eminem?
Jim Valvano, Willis Reed making a comeback.
Willis Reed.
I've even seen Reed's old Knicks teammate Phil Jackson mentioned.
Wow.
Even though his only head coaching experience is in Albany and Puerto Rico.
Well, could you imagine if he went to New York instead of Chicago? Ooh.
Rick Pitino, meanwhile, would be a candidate, but surely he won't return to New York after he just bailed on them for Providence.
Yeah.
But it's truly open season. Tommy Heinsohn is calling this game for CBS right now, and even he has been openly campaigning for the coaching job.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't mind coaching this team myself. That's how good a fast break team I think it could be.
The point is, everyone expects the Knicks to make a change, but that's all in the future. For now, the Knicks are just trying to get a bucket and steal a rare victory in front of this massive audience. As the ball is inbounded, it looks like Trent Tucker is going to be running a little pick and roll to either take the shot himself or pass off to the screener, who is Ewing. Ewing's had kind of an off night, hitting just 13 of 29 shots, but he is this game's leading rebounder by a long shot with 17 boards, though he missed a critical one just now on defense. Yes, the last minute of the Michael Jordan show has been the Dave Corzine Show. But maybe,
That's
just
awesome.
maybe, yet another stormy Knicks season can produce yet another Christmas miracle.
Man, I have
Welcome
no idea what
to
happened.
a moment in history.
Comes into Tucker. Ewing sets a screen. The shot is off.
Clank.
Loose ball. Ewing goes up. The
Oh,
basket
no
count.
way. No way. Oh, I got to watch it one more time.
Comes into Tucker. Ewing sets a screen.
Is that just Clank right here on the backboard?
The shot
Yeah, it did. Because it went straight down.
is off.
Oh,
Loose ball.
lucky
Ewing goes
tip.
up. The basket counts.
Lucky tip. Great shot. Great shot. Great shot, Patrick. Dang.
Thank you so much for watching Rewinder. And if you want to see even more secret-based stuff than you get on YouTube, join these people
I think
and
I saw
subscribe.
something
And if
funny.
you want to see even
Dick. What? That's a Patreon supporter? Dick the Duppy. Oh, man. I'm sorry. It just caught my
more
eye.
secret-based stuff than you get on YouTube, join these people in subscribing to our Patreon,
Yep.
where I'm going to have some
That's a
bonus
lot of
content to
Patreon
go with
supporters.
this episode in the near future.
That's awesome.
It's about Scottie Pippen.
That's so cool. All right, guys, I'll cut it off right there. Oh man, I love watching stories like this that I don't actually have any memory of. My memory in basketball doesn't really start until about 1987, and then it's vague. I have more memory of like myself as far as what I was doing. Like I was dribbling the ball, I was passing the ball, and I was like attempting to shoot the ball, but I couldn't quite get up there. I have an older brother, and he was training me from a very young age. So, like, I have memories of that, like dribbling the ball outside while he's shooting around, and like passing the ball and working on like basic fundamentals. But yeah, like as far as watching basketball, I probably don't have any distinct memories until like 88, 89 that I can like pull from my memory banks and be like, oh yeah, you know, I was there. I remember watching this. This one I had nothing on. I have zero recollection of this, and I love seeing stories like this because for once it's not a story of Michael Jordan was the hero on Christmas. It was Patrick Ewing was the freaking hero on Christmas, and that was cool. Jordan actually was struggling that game. I saw his shooting percentage was low, and he had 6 turnovers, so he was like forcing the issue. So yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Were you old enough where you watched this? Were you watching this on Christmas? Because that would be a pretty cool memory. What a way to end the game too, for a Christmas game. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought. Once again, the link for the original video from Secret Base is down below in the description. Highly suggest this channel. I love their storytelling. And I'll see you all in the comments. We'll have a conversation about this one. And like the video if you haven't done it yet. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. I will see you later for the After Dark. Everyone, peace out. I'll see you soon.